Hello everybody, Jolt here from the Thetokenminorities, and I'm bringing you yet another Pokemon battle. Today the battle is in the OU tier against T-Kirby. This is on Pokemon Showdown. He is actually ranked in the top 50. I believe he was number 47 on the OU ladder at the time of this battle. So before we begin the match, I am going to give a brief team preview. Looking at his team, it looks like he has a Dragonite, likely a Choice Band or a Dragon Dance weakness policy version. He also has a Pinsir, which is undoubtedly a Mega Pinsir. He has a Rotom, Ferrothorn, Landorus, and an Excadrill, likely going to be a Mold Breaker Excadrill, potentially Choice Scarf, or it could be on an Air Balloon. On my team, I am bringing one of my best teams. I do have Sylveon, which is our standard offensive/defensive threat Sylveon, a defensive Landorus T. I have a Mega Tyranitar, Breloom lead with Focus Sash, Rotom, and Choice Scarf Heatran, which is something that I'm finding to be very, very useful lately, because people always expect it to be a special wall Heatran, and when I save it for the end, they don't have stuff prepared to take out the Choice Scarf Heatran. So that's pretty fun. But let's go ahead and dive right into the battle, shall we? He leads off with his Landorus, and I lead off with my Breloom, which is pretty standard, that's fine with me. He does go for a Substitute on the first turn, which is a nice play on his part. Most Landors do not have Substitute, and that was actually a very nice touch, because he's able to predict the Spore and get off a free Sledge Wave from behind the Substitute. But luckily for me, I do have Bullet Seed, which is able to do a whole lot of damage even after breaking the Substitute, because it does hit 2 to 5 times. Here, I just go ahead and decide to sacrifice Breloom, knowing that it really doesn't have much utility against his team. The only thing it'd really be good for is the Rotom at this point, and it can't really switch in on it for fear of Volt Switch and dying at 1% left. So I thought that Breloom was not very nice at that point to keep. He goes for a Sledge Wave on my Rotom. I guess he doesn't have Focus Blast, so I'm able to take it out with a Hydro Pump. So that's nice. Now we're tied at 5-5, and it's a pretty happy time for Jolt over here. I go into my Landorus, seeing that the Excadrill is not on an Air Balloon, so I'm not fearing Swords Dance. It's likely a Choice Scarf set. And then I'm able to just predict the switch into Rotom and just go for a U-turn. I U-turn into my Sylveon and go for the Protect here just to kind of see what the Rotom wants to do. I believe I didn't see any leftovers, so I thought it might be a choiced variant, but it turns out it's actually a Resto Chesto variant because he just goes for the Will-O-Wisp on the following turn, so that's too bad for Sylveon. However, I am able to force him to burn his Chesto Berry on Sylveon, which is very nice, because Sylveon typically is not really an offensive threat, and I'm able to now pummel it with harder hits later on if I need to, without the risk of him just resting off the damage. He does just go for the Volt Switch on that next turn, which I do expect him to do, and I'm just going to go for a Heal Bell so that I can get rid of that burn and start gaining health instead of losing health. Here I go ahead and switch out into my Rotom Wash, knowing that he's not going to want to go for a Power Whip. At the very worst, he'd want to go for a Gyro Ball on that turn. He decides to go ahead and set up its entry hazards, its Stealth Rocks at that point, and that's fine. I do decide to go ahead and go for the Will-O-Wisp on that turn to make sure that Ferrothorn does not have nearly as much survivability, especially after getting up a Leech Seed. The burn will definitely counteract that. Here he just goes into his Rotom, predicting my Pain Split, which is a good play on his part. However, it's nice because I do have leftovers and he does not, so I am going to be gaining health in this situation. Here my Rotom actually does have drop 3 IVs in speed, so that I know I'm going to have Switch Initiative on the Volt Switch, so I take his Volt Switch, and I'm going to Volt Switch myself, knowing that he doesn't have Landorus anymore to block the Volt Switch. And I Volt Switch into my Tyranitar. Here I know that because the Ferrothorn is burned, I'm not threatened by it at all, so I do just go for a Dragon Dance, knowing that I can take a good chunk out of the Ferrothorn with a couple Earthquakes, and if I am able to score a critical hit, I'm going to be able to take out probably something else with the Tyranitar too. But, however, he does end up surviving the first Earthquake very handily and is able to hit me with a powerful Gyro Ball. As I am at +1 speed, the Ferrothorn's Gyro Ball is going to do quite a bit of damage to me, even if it is burned. I do score a critical hit on that second Earthquake, but it did not matter. It would have taken it out anyways. Here he goes into Excadrill, which proves that it definitely is a Choice Scarf Excadrill, so I do go ahead and switch out into my Landorus T, knowing that it is a solid counter to Excadrill, and I take that Iron Hit rather well. Here I am expecting to switch into Rotom again, but I am going to go ahead and set up Stealth Rocks, knowing that they are of utmost importance in this match, with him having both Dragonite, who has Multi-Scale, and a Mega Pinsir in the back. Here I am just going to go ahead and go for the Stone Edge on the Rotom Wash, and he actually over-predicts on that turn and goes for the Volt Switch. So that was very nice. I actually expected Stone Edge to take out the Rotom. I didn't find it necessary to calc it at that point. However, I should have, because it was not able to take out the Rotom. But luckily his over-prediction did cost him in that situation. here I have my Rotom out there probably just to go down. I actually am going to force him to go for a Rapid Spin on this turn. That's right. See, whenever I brought in Rotom, that forced him to go into his Excadrill because I already had Stealth Rocks on the field to handle Pinsir and Dragonite. So I knew that he was going to be forced to use Rapid Spin, therefore I'd be able to Will-O-Wisp the Excadrill. And now I'm just going to let Rotom go down because I don't need it anymore. I've already gotten it to do what it needed to do, and that's to cripple Excadrill. And that's very nice for me because he's just going to keep losing health. He can't do anything to me with Rapid Spin, so I'm just going to keep throwing out Will-O-Wisps, and it's going to hit somebody. There's nothing he can do about it. And I thought that was a very fun play on my part because it definitely made him unhappy, to say the least. He does have a Lumberry on Dragonite, so that proves that it's going to be a Dragon Dance set. However, I am able to burn that Lumberry, literally, with a Will-O-Wisp, so that's nice. I go into my Landorus T here against the Dragonite to intimidate it and then U-turn out, which is very nice for me because I'm able to just go into Sylveon, which really doesn't fear Dragonite whatsoever, especially at, well, without an attack boost. The worst he can do is Iron Head, and the amount of Dragonites that use Iron Head are so little. I think our buddy Bacon's like the only one that does that. I am able to just go for the powerful Hyper Voice on the Dragonite after the double Extreme Speed, and I'm able to take out the Dragonite. So that is very nice. He is down to his Pinsir, which I can easily handle with my Landorus and my Heatran, which actually is Choice Scarf, as I said before. People just do not expect that, and he didn't expect that either. He should have saved his Rotom if he knew my Heatran was Choice Scarf, but I kept the secret, and it worked out quite well for me. I'm able to get off a powerful Hyper Voice on the Pinsir as he goes for the return. So that's nice, I guess. I mean, I get a lot of damage on the Pinsir. It really didn't matter. All it really did was allow me to go for Flash Cannon instead of relying on the inaccurate Fire Blast in the case of Scarf Heatran taking out the Pinsir. But he does just decide to scoop here at the end because he knows he has no chance with a burned Excadrill against a Landorus T and Heatran combo. He cannot go for Earthquake and he can't go for Iron Head, so he had no chance in that match. So that was a very fun game against T-Kirby. I'm very happy with the 3-0 outcome against the number 47, 46 player on the OU ladder at the time. Yeah, I guess I'm getting a little better at this game. It's kind of nice. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this battle, and I guess I will see you all next time. Wah Buffett. Bye, guys.